What's up, guys? This is Webby, back again for some late breaking news for you involving three huge stories going around in the WWE today. One, involving the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and it being longer. It adding an extra hour to the pay-per-view. WWE doing. 2, Sasha Banks having a new deal with the WWE, according to Cage Side Seats. And 3, Big Cass. Is he injured or is this storyline? We're going to dive into all three of these situations, all three of these rumors right here on the podcast today. First off, thank you for tuning in to the podcast. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. If you're not, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for all notifications. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook at 2007 Webby. Go back and watch Raw and SmackDown Live reviews, where we talk about how Jinder Mahal is taking on the Roman Empire at Money in the Bank. And we talk about Braun Strowman taking on Finn Balor, amongst everything else that happened on Monday Night Raw. On SmackDown, we talked about Daniel Bryan taking on Samoa Joe next week. We talk about the whole controversy with The Miz and The New Day, amongst so much more. So go and check all that out. Plus the WWE Championship controversy, Last Man Standing with Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. Very good podcast for you to go see live on the channel right now. Now, as far as these three subjects that I mentioned for this podcast, first of all, Sasha Banks signing a new deal with the WWE. Good job, WWE. You signed one of the best female competitors this company has to offer, according to CageSideSeats.com. It's a shame they don't utilize her better. You know, they treat her like dirt on someone's shoes. But it's good that they signed her. And hopefully they can put her in meaningful rivalries on Monday Night Raw. One rivalry that would be good to see would be her and Ember Moon. Those two would put on clinical matches. If you're going to have Sasha Banks on your roster, utilize her in a way to entertain us, not just to get the Riot Squad over. Because there's no question, the only thing that's going to come out of the Riot Squad is Ruby Riott getting over out of that. With that being said, Sasha Banks needs to have great rivalries since she's going to be in WWE. Continue the rivalry with Bayley, and then end that with one big bang matchup, and then move on to maybe Ember Moon or maybe Alexa Bliss or something of that nature. Give her the women's championship and give her a lengthy title reign, something that actually matters. Not like the ones that we have seen in the past, where she's held it for a week or two and then immediately dropped the title. That's just my thoughts on her signing with the company again. Now, as far as Big Cass is concerned, he was on crutches backstage on SmackDown this past Tuesday. And according to Cage Side Seats, he was limping backstage, superstars had seen. So the question everybody is asking, is he really injured? Quite frankly, in my estimation, I don't think Big Cass is really injured. If he was, WWE would not have put him on TV. He would have been gone. He would have been thrown away to the side, and they would have put something on WWE.com stating Big Cass is out of action. This is just a ploy to get us by to next week so Big Cass can cost Daniel Bryan the match. And Samoa Joe can choke out Daniel Bryan and advance to Money in the Bank. They announced Big Cass would be out of action for 1 week. Just 1 week. Doesn't that tell you that, bam, he will be back and ready to enhance a storyline with Daniel Bryan next week? There you go. It's blatant right there. If that does not tell you what is going to happen, I don't know what does. And finally, what you all have been waiting to talk about and discuss. Money in the Bank. WWE adding an extra hour to the Big Five pay-per-view, their fifth major pay-per-view of the calendar year. Ugh. WWE. Counting the pre-show, this will be a 5-hour spectacular. They will start it at 6. It will get over probably at 10:30, 10:20, something like that. They always have that 30-minute extra run, 20-minute extra run. Let's be honest here. Does this pay-per-view really need an extra hour? No. Absolutely not. The WWE does not need to add an extra hour to this big pay-per-view. It can give us a big bang, a big, huge moment that we will all remember without having that extra hour to watch. It doesn't need it. CBS Sports is telling us that they're adding this extra hour. And the only thing that I can think of when I hear that they're adding this extra hour is the 2015 SummerSlam, in which we saw The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar go one-on-one in the match that was too big for WrestleMania, and we saw John Cena, the United States champion, take on Seth Rollins. the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Champion versus champion. A 5-hour-long spectacular, counting the pre-show. And those were the only 2 matches that we really saw that was worth watching on the entire card. And if you really sit back and you look at everything that the WWE is throwing at us on this show, I don't care if Ronda Rousey's on the card. I don't care if they're sticking Asuka in the women's championship matchup. The only thing we are really caring about, WWE, in this pay-per-view are the 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. That's it. It's cool seeing Ronda Rousey, but do any of us really care about the match? No. Absolutely not. Because we know the 2 outcomes that it could be. Natalya turning heel or Ronda Rousey winning the championship. The women's championship for Asuka versus Carmella. It's either Carmella getting a disqualification or a count-out loss, or Asuka very quickly defeats Carmella and becomes a SmackDown Live Women's Champion. This pay-per-view does not need to be 4 hours long. 5 with the pre-show. You all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, amongst everything else that I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast. And until I see you again, this is Webby, and I will catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.